Richard Boone, a name that once lit up the television screen with charisma, grit, and unforgettable presence, ended his life in a way that few expected. His final years were marked not by triumph, but by heartbreak, isolation, and the struggles behind the fame. Today, we uncover the story behind the man, the legend, and the quiet tragedy of Richard Boone's last chapter. Richard Boone was a force. Born in 1917, he carved out a career in Hollywood that was equal parts daring and magnetic. Most people remember him as the tough-as-nails Marshal on Have Gun, Will Travel, a role that defined the golden age of Western television. But Boone wasn't just a Western star. His deep voice, commanding presence, and impeccable timing made him a favorite in film, stage, and TV for decades. Audiences couldn't get enough. He was commanding, unpredictable, and utterly captivating. Yet, behind the powerful performances was a man facing battles few ever saw. Fame came with a cost. The same intensity that made Boone an on-screen legend also contributed to private struggles with health, personal relationships, and coping with the pressures of Hollywood. While he entertained millions, his personal life was far from perfect. Friends and colleagues often noted his mood swings and the loneliness that crept into his daily life. As the years passed, Boone's screen appearances became less frequent. Health problems began to take a toll, and the physical demands of acting, combined with the isolation that sometimes comes with fame, left him withdrawing from the world he once commanded. Interviews from those who knew him suggest he struggled with depression, compounded by a sense of fading relevance in an industry that was changing rapidly. Family connections were reportedly strained. Boone never married, and while he had friends and colleagues who cared deeply for him, the bonds that many of us rely on in old age weren't always present. The man who could walk onto any set and command attention now faced silence at home, and the applause of fans could no longer mask the emptiness he felt. What makes Richard Boone's final years particularly sad isn't just the solitude, it's the contrast with the man he once was. A vibrant, brilliant actor capable of captivating rooms with a glance or a line of dialogue, reduced to quiet reflection and illness. The legendary Marshal of television, whose name is still spoken with reverence by fans of classic TV, spent his last days far from the limelight, confronting mortality in a way that no script could dramatize. Yet, even in those final years, there are lessons. Boone's life reminds us that fame and talent do not shield us from human vulnerability. That behind every legendary performance is a person with fears, regrets, and struggles that aren't captured on screen. Richard Boone passed away in 1981, leaving behind a legacy of unforgettable roles, a voice that still resonates in TV history, and a cautionary tale about the loneliness that sometimes accompanies fame. His story isn't just about sadness, it's about remembering the person behind the legend and the need for compassion in a world that often celebrates only the performances. In the end, Richard Boone's final years were just sad, but his life as a whole? Truly unforgettable.